Hi there! Welcome to Palette University. With the new games Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee coming out yesterday, I wanted to make a new video about something that no other main Pokemon game has, which is the candy system. On its face, the candy system seems nice. It's a way to raise stats without leveling up. Basically, it's Let's Go's version of items like the protein and the iron from games past. But in reality, the candy system is pure evil. And here's why. With how integrated Pokemon Go is in Let's Go, it was natural that we'd have some kind of candy system. I don't think anybody actually believed that we would use candy to evolve our Pokemon in Let's Go, but I was pretty curious what the candy would be used for. We got our answer in mid-November in the same trailer that showed us how legendary battles work. Basically, like in Pokemon Go, you transfer your unwanted Pokemon to the professor, but unlike Pokemon Go, if you transfer a Caterpie, you don't get one Caterpie candy, you would get one quick candy because speed is Caterpie's highest stat. However, this process will lead to the destruction of all life in the Kanto region. To explain why, let's explain another new aspect of the Let's Go series, which is how you grind experience points. Essentially, it works like the EXP all of the Gen 1 games or the experience share of Gen 6 and 7. Basically, you catch a wild Pokemon and your entire team gets experience. Then, if you're like me, you transfer the 30 Pitchies you caught to the professor in return for candies. If this is how the player character's Pokemon gains experience, it makes sense that in the world of the Let's Go games, this is how every trainer levels up their Pokemon. This might seem like no big deal, but when you take into account the huge number of trainers in this game, and some theories about what necessarily happens to the Pokemon that you transfer to the professor, things get very dark very quickly. Many people, mostly because of memes like this, think that when you transfer a Pokemon to the professor in Pokemon Go, he grinds them up and turns them into the candy that he then gives you. I understand there's completely no evidence for this whatsoever, but it is headcanon for many people who play Pokemon Go. And for this theory, it doesn't necessarily need to be the case that this happens, but it definitely makes it easier to talk about. With all of these trainers out there catching Pokemon that just end up being grinded up into candy, the wild populations of Pokemon would plummet. It would start with Pokemon that are everywhere, like Rattata and Pidgey, but once those are gone, trainers would start overhunting the wild Pokemon in their area, in their thirst to be the best, like no one ever was. And eventually, huge numbers of Pokemon would become extinct. When it was revealed that there were no wild battles in these games, pretty much everybody complained about it, but we didn't even know the half of it. Soon there would be no Pokemon at all. Soon, the Kanto economy would collapse, seeing as the entire Pokemon world economy relies on trainers buying goods. Soon, Kanto would just become a lawless wasteland. Side tangent. Reading the script made me think of what a Red Dead Redemption-esque Pokemon game would look like. Reggie, Masuda, Sakurai, anybody in Nintendo, if you see this, a Pokemon-based Red Dead type game would make you so much money. Make it happen. Anyway, from a conservation biology point of view, the Kanto region will be ruined by the world created by Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And eventually, if they continue to make these games, so will every other region. That is pretty much all I've got for you today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Whether you think this would happen, whether you think I'm crazy, whether you think the Red Dead Redemption type Pokemon game would be dope, like me. And follow us on Twitter at palette_u to stay up to date. And keep an eye out next Saturday at 1 p.m. for our weekly lecture. And always remember, there's a time and place for everything.